evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of World's Finest. We are your hosts for the evening. I am Lee, and I am with my buddy here, LT. What's up, LT? Good evening to you.
Good evening. How are you, man?
I am not doing too bad, man. It's been a crazy week. I'm glad the week is almost over on day of recording.
Right.
It's getting dark. It's getting dark early. I don't know where,
Actually, I
I know you're
noticed.
down in Texas, but what's it like down there, man? I mean,
Actually,
is
it's
it getting
getting.
darker too?
Yeah, I'm waking up and it is, still really dark, and but it's a lot of cloud cover. Really, it's not. I don't know how. I think it's just the weather. It's just you can tell it's becoming fall. In Texas,
Yeah.
Texas weather is usually really hot, and it's usually bright in the morning.
Do you guys have those four seasons in Texas? It doesn't really go through
It's
that, or it's just
summer
steady.
and an inkling of fall. We really don't even get winter. I mean,
Yeah.
last year was the exception because, well, not last year, this year, that freeze that hit Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the only exception. But yeah, usually it's just summer and then fall, winter, fallish.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. No, yeah, it is, man. We're halfway through October right now. It is getting darker. I do like the fall. I mean, I'm not a big fan of getting dark at like 4:45 or 5 p.m. You know what I mean? I
Right.
do like a little bit more of the sunlight, but I do like the fall, and I guess maybe it's because I love this time of. It's the beginning of that time of year that I do love. I love that run. I guess, of October through the end of December. Because I was gonna say I like the run of Halloween, but I do like the whole lead up to Halloween because I'm a big fan of the horror movies and all that kind of stuff too. You know what I mean? And that's all you got the AMC and the Sci-Fi Channel, and there's a smorgasbord of those out. But it leaves it all into the fun family time. So I guess I get a little excited about that. Not a big fan of it getting dark early, but I do like the whole run of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Right.
Yeah. So no, man. Well, listen, dude, we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. Really, we've mentioned it a couple of times in a few episodes, but we've had a chance to really sit down and finish What If. The whole run of 9 episodes. We're gonna
Nine.
spend a little time talking about that. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. When it was first announced, I don't know what to think. I do remember, I'm sure you do too, the What If comics from back
Oh
in
yeah.
the day where they would tell the different cool little stories about, just how like the butterfly effect in certain ways, for those who don't know What If, it was before the cartoon or the TV show, the Disney Plus show that's out now, it was a run of comics back in the 70s and 80s,
So
I
yeah.
guess, really is where it really was. And it would basically tell the story of what if Spider-Man had never been bitten by the radioactive spider, or stories like that,
Yeah.
and so when it was first announced, I thought it was kind of a cool little thing, a cool announcement. I was like, oh, that's pretty tight. And then when they said that they were going to have the voice actors,
The actual voice actor.
or the voices from the actors of
Right.
movies, I was even more excited about it. I was like, that is really cool, you know. And then and really, because I mean they got a lot of different people. I think there's still a few that they didn't get, but the major ones they did get. The only major ones they didn't, I would say, would be Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Chris
Scarlett
Evans as
Johansson.
Captain America, and Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. I
Yes.
mean, Drax didn't. I mean, I know he didn't come back and do Drax and
Oh,
things like that, but I got for the most part they got a lot. Chris Hemsworth as Thor,
Peggy
Tom
Carter.
Holland as Spider Man. Yeah, Peggy Carter.
Um,
Oh my gosh, what is her name?
oh,
if you had
I
if you
was
had
just thinking about it.
said it, I would have been
Haley
able to tell
Atwell.
you too.
Haley Atwell.
Haley Atwell, yes, yeah, Haley Atwell from the films,
And
playing
of
Peggy
course, the
Carter.
we got
Benedict,
Chadwick Boseman in his
yes,
final roles as
yeah,
T'Challa, and he played it all the way through the whole show, the whole series. I mean,
he he did. And we'll get to it was a little different with his story. It was kind of like what if he was Star Lord as opposed to
yeah,
Chris Pratt's character. Which, oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank on everything tonight? What is his character's name?
Star Lord,
Yeah, Peter
Peter
Quill.
Quill.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, yes, thank you so much. Um, So yeah, and it was interesting when I read about that, about Chadwick Boseman, is that they had said, because he was a different character as T'Challa, you know what I mean? Because he
Yeah.
had different life experiences and things like that, and he was kind of like a hot shot, and just very kind of almost like Peter Quill. Chris Pratt played Peter Quill, you know what I mean?
Right.
Almost kind of in that way, but with a little T'Challa spin to it. And I know that they said they were going to take a little bit of how he was playing that and incorporating it into the next Black Panther movie. There was discussions between,
Right.
you know, uh, Chadwick Boseman and Marvel about doing that. So anyway, it really was bittersweet to hear him play that role again. You
Right.
know, yeah. So no, I mean, I thought so. Then I saw the animation of it, and before we get into the whole storyline and plots, what was your first initial reaction to seeing the animation?
Well, when I first saw it, or when I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be traditional animation, but it's like traditional animation mixed in with 3D. It's like it made it look traditional. That's what I'm trying to say. Uh, I thought it was awesome. I mean, the details, the actual almost likenesses of the characters from their movie counterparts were really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very, very well drawn. Kudos to the artists. Um, I liked especially the stylings. How
Yeah.
they made the mood, the lightings, and everything. Again, I was blown away. I thought it was going to be traditional, but I'm glad they went it this way. Make it look
Okay.
traditional, but in a
Right.
3D. Yeah.
I it reminded me when I first saw it, the first episode. It reminded me of the animation that DC animated movies have gone in the past, like two that they've released or three, I guess. The Superman, Man of Tomorrow, uh, Batman: The Long Halloween,
Yeah.
and then the Justice Society. And I'm not a big fan of those. I guess I am now. It's won me over. At first, I was like, I didn't like that. I didn't like the way it looked. Um, Definitely the DC animated ones that won me over. And then when I first saw the What If, I was also kind of taken aback. But I got through the first episode and stuff, and I was like, okay, the actual I came to really appreciate it, and it's actually really beautiful. The art and the animation is really just it's gorgeous. Actually, it looks really
Yeah.
good. It looks great. Yeah, so no, it was cool. At first, I was like, but it really grew on me by the end, and I grew to love it. So I mean, yeah. So what were your thoughts on just the show as a whole? I mean, the first episode was Captain Carter. It was definitely the first episode talked about how what if Captain Carter, Peggy Carter, became Captain America
Captain.
as opposed to Steve Rogers. What did you think about what did you think for the first introductory episode?
When I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be like, I mean, although it was 9 individual stories. I didn't think for a minute they were going to tie them all into basically making it its own multiverse, its own universe. The what if universe type.
Right.
You get the first episode of Peggy Carter, which you don't even think will tie into the next episode of uh Star Lord, or T'Challa as Star Lord, which goes into the Thor. We don't even know, you don't see it tie into until the last, what, 3 4 episodes, where everyone starts, it's all tied in together. So that's what blew me away. I thought it was going to be 9 individual cartoons and not this whole you know new universe.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I definitely agree. I also thought it was going to be telling nine different individual stories. Yes, and they were kind of taken, not a movie. They didn't take a movie, but the first one definitely was. It was like the first Avenger, but
First of
from Captain America or Captain Carter's, Peggy Carter's point of view as being the captain. Um, and then it did veer off with Star Lord and all of that, the different stories. I think that was episode 2, and then What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes was number 3. And then I thought each episode got better and better. But I was also surprised that she's like you said that it all did come together and tell this tale.
This
You
one
know,
story, yeah,
yeah, that one story, and I guess they did hint at that with what if Thor were an only child on episode 7. It's really
right.
when it, at the very end of that, you see this army of Ultron robots come through. And because the Watcher's wrapping up his story, talking about Thor, he had the
And
big
then
party on Earth, and
exactly.
all of a sudden, he was wrapping it up, and then he was like, "Oh, maybe not." You know what I mean? Which we got to say, by the way, we'll go back into this, but Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher, great. I mean, he's just so good. You know what I mean? His voice, and for those of you who don't know, he's actually playing Commissioner Gordon in the next Batman movie.
Batman.
He's also been in Westworld as a major character in that. He's just a great actor,
Yeah.
really great actor. And I thought his voice and his delivery as the Watcher was fantastic. But yeah, back to that. In episode 7 is when they start to hint at that with that army of Ultrons
Ultron.
coming into Thor's world, and that's the way it ends. Um, and then we get to the what if Ultron won, and basically what that is telling the tale of what if at the end of I guess was it Age of Ultron. Basically that movie at the very end of that is if Ultron won and
One.
was able to transfer his consciousness into Vision's body and all of that stuff, and there was no Vision. I mean, then that really, I remember just watching that and seeing, the Watcher telling the tale, and Ultron, he thought he was at peace and that he conquered his whole universe. Which, by the way, I thought that was amazing when Thanos came walking through and Ultron took him out just like
Nice.
that. You know what I mean? Just like that. And he had that was him basically not at his full power because he didn't have the Mind Stone, I guess, at that
No,
time.
just
Or yeah,
the
but he had all the other stones though, and he had the gauntlet.
just a
And
slice down
and
the middle.
Ultron
Now,
took him out. Yep.
now,
Ultron took
what
him
would have
out and
happened
he
if he
couldn't.
had thought of that? During during the Avengers Infinity War. We would have had movie over.
Well, Ultron wasn't there.
No, no, no. But if when Thanos had uh what do you call it? I'm sorry.
Oh, Vision.
Had Vision holding my thread, and then Vision just decided to just slice him right down there.
Oh, and yeah, that's true.
Movie
It
over.
would have been good. Yeah. So true, so true. Um, did we mention Benedict Cumberbatch also was voicing Doctor
Oh,
Strange,
that was an
and
awesome episode. That
yeah,
one,
what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands?
yeah,
And what that episode told was the fact that he just basically, you know, what's his girlfriend in the film? What if she died, and as opposed to him in that car accident, or no,
right,
she was in the car with him, because he was, yeah, and he had that car accident and she
right,
died,
yeah.
and
It
and then
was
that was he had, yeah, it was good. It was a dark episode. That was they
right.
all got there was some that were really light and really fun. You think
The
about the
Thor
Thor
episode.
episode, which was really light, but then it ends on a dark note.
Yeah.
With those Ultrons coming in, but that was a very comical episode, and you could tell Chris Hemsworth was just having a blast playing that Thor, the comical side of him.
Yeah, no,
You know,
that one with the Benedict, the Doctor Strange, when he turned
yeah,
into the and he just wouldn't give up. It was like the butterfly effect. Every time you try to go back to fix it, everything, it was like it was inevitable that she was supposed to die, and
yeah.
he couldn't change it until he just went all the way to the extreme to you know
He
what I
just
love
destroyed his
about.
whole universe.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. What I love about it is how they brought him back. I didn't think they were going to bring him back, to help form the Guardians of the Multiverse. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah, which we've kind of hinted at, but let's talk about it. Is that it was how it all cultivated into this whole story of each individual character that had been introduced throughout these 9 episodes, variation or
Mhm.
variant, I should say, or
Right.
whatever, a variation of those characters that were introduced. And then they created this team at the end, and I was very surprised that happened. I mean, at the end of episode 8, they definitely hinted that because they introduced Strange at that point in time. He goes to him for help. The Watcher, once Ultron's kind of kicked
Right.
his butt all through different multiverses. Uh, so he goes to him, but I loved it. I thought that was really cool, and I even like at first I was like a little bummed. I was like, they could have grabbed Spider-Man because that was really the one of the ones that didn't have anybody
Exactly. At the end, I
come
was like,
from. I thought about that,
where's Spidey? He
because there was
survived.
nobody from that. Yeah, there was nobody from episode 5, the What If Zombies
Yeah.
episode. But then you got to see them incorporated because
When they
Strange
opened the zombies on.
brought them all in. Captain America zombies right there at the front of it when they're falling in, and then Scarlet Witch, her zombie. I guess, by the way, we didn't see a Hulk, so I guess she beat Hulk. Because that was how we left
That's
it.
right.
Remember?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
end of that episode.
They were fighting together. We didn't see a Hulk fall through, so I guess she actually got the best of him. Um, what did you think about? We kind of skipped over. What did you think about the What If Zombies episode?
Oh no, What If Zombies has been around for a long time as far in comic book form, the Marvel zombies. So
Yeah,
everyone was clamoring for a zombie tale. Um, but no, I thought it was really, really good. I mean, it it was fun to see how everyone in the form of a zombie and how they were using their powers, even though zombie,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But I
You
thought
know they,
it was a fun episode, and I did like the fact that Spider-Man was basically the hero of that one.
yeah, yeah, he was. But yeah, I thought that was a loss. They could have easily brought him in, to on at the end, and I really expected to see him. So I was like, oh, kind of taken aback that they didn't pull him from episode 5. But I do, like I said, I like the fact that the episode was thought of because they did bring
The
zombies over,
zombies, yeah,
fight in the war,
right.
fight in the war. No, I mean, as a whole, I thought it was great. The What If Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? Excuse me. That was also really good.
That was
They
probably
killed
my
Tony Stark a lot
yeah.
throughout these episodes.
It was nothing.
He died in a lot of these different episodes for real.
Although that wasn't
Uh,
an entertaining episode, I think that was probably my least favorite because there was no way Killmonger was going to be the hero or anything. He was just always in it for himself. I mean, we even saw that at the end of the whole series. So,
yeah.
eh, it was all right. It was a good episode, but I didn't. I was like my least favorite because you knew he wasn't going to be a good guy.
Okay. So that being said, your least favorite. What is your favorite then about out of the 9?
Of all 9.
Yeah.
I like the last one. The last one culminating to all of them. Thor was hilarious. That Thor episode. Ultron was good, but that's what built up that final episode.
Mhm.
Doctor Strange is probably my second favorite. But all in all, it was that finale. I did like, of course. I mean, I liked them all, but if I had to put them in order, the last episode and then the Doctor Strange episode, followed by the zombie, followed by probably Captain
Oh, you
Carter.
put you're putting all 9 in order. Okay, I was just asking for your favorite. Yeah. So your favorite was the very last. It was the finale,
I
and then your
liked it
least favorite episode is
because
the Killmonger.
everyone was there. It was a good team up.
Yeah. Okay. But I would say for me, excluding the last, because the last episode was great. I would say up until that very last episode, the zombies episode was my favorite. Um, I thought that was really good. I really enjoyed that story. I also thought that was kind of, they John Favreau. He was another guy they brought back for
Oh, John,
Happy.
yeah.
Yeah, he came back. Was Carol and he did a fun, he was very funny in that too. There was even though Zombies was a dark episode, they definitely brought a little bit of the comedy every now and then.
Right.
Because it was dark. If you think about it, Vision had kidnapped T'Challa and I guess taken his leg off to feed to Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
The zombie witch to keep her happy. That was dark, real dark.
Yeah.
Some of these did go dark. I know at one point they talked about the Doctor Strange one. They were even going to go darker at one point. And then they decided that they had to pull back because
Really.
was families watching it and stuff like that.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, But I liked how he kind of redeemed himself at the end of the last episode. Even he came
He
through
did.
and
Yeah.
won. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I am curious to know to know when they get a season two. I do know that we definitely will get a season two. I don't think this was killing it in the ratings, much like their live action Marvel shows have been. Because those were really killing it through Disney Plus. What if
Well,
hasn't been as hot, but we definitely will get a season two. And I'm just curious if we'll have that same track, if we'll have all these different uh stories that kind of cultivate to the this
well, I mean,
overreaching.
I did hear some rumors of these storylines being incorporated to say like Strange Doctor Strange 2. I think I had heard that they were gonna bring Captain Carter into it somehow, or in a some kind of universe multiverse vision. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be. We still don't know how. I mean, what event split this? Just like what we were talking about on Venom last week. What
Right.
multiverse event split made this I guess cartoon happen, or this multiverse what if series happen. So
Yeah.
if they can explain it and incorporate it into any future movie, then that'd be pretty awesome. But as far as it going on to season two, I'm looking forward to it. Um, that was it that secret ending they had on the last episode, or the secret mid credit.
You know what? My gosh, I
Did you
totally
not see
forgot.
it?
What was the? No, tell me. You can tell me. I'll go back and watch. I totally forgot.
They were it was Natasha and but like our Natasha, not the one that we saw. It was the Captain Carter's Natasha and her world brought her to the a big a warehouse, kind of like Raiders of the Lost Ark, like what's his face? Hawkeye had
Hawkeye
explained.
had said,
And it's like I found out what they're here fighting for. And she looks into a crate, and it's uh the machine that Captain I'm not Rogers, Steve Rogers was in back in the war, that big old Iron Man suit. What's it called? Not War Machine.
Warmonger,
No, no, no.
Ironmonger.
The one
What?
in the first episode where he
Yeah.
was the sidekick to Captain Carter, who had that big old Iron Man robot machine. Iron no Hydra Buster, the Hydra Buster.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And she said this is what they were looking for. And then she said, and Peggy, Steve's still inside, or something like that. And that's where it ends.
Oh, oh,
So
nice. Well, that probably will play into it. I mean, now that we see that these are all going to be tied together, I guess that was the big reveal here at these last two episodes, that these storylines would
yeah,
all
I
come
wasn't
together at the
expecting it,
very end.
but of
No, I
course, in
wasn't either.
true Marvel fashion, they did something at the end. So
That's how they do.
so
That's
yeah,
how they do, my friend.
I'm looking forward to, season two, although it won't be, I don't think it'll be anytime soon, probably. I mean,
No, it'll be at least another year.
at least
Maybe even two.
we've
I
got
think what
two
they're going to do is
shows.
these are going to be the yeah these are going to be the things that kind of tie in these little animated shows that they do. If there's another one they do, these will be the things that keep you tied over until the next live action.
Right. Or it's
So
just,
you know what I
I
mean?
mean, I
Because he's
wouldn't.
tied up with Loki, got us through Loki almost to Hawkeye.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say it's not so much a filler between thing, but I believe it'll, because we have what, Hawkeye,
Yeah,
and then what's the next show after Hawkeye?
Ms. Marvel.
Miss Marvel. The I'm talking about TV show wise. They haven't have they announced
Right,
anything?
Ms. Marvel.
Is it Miss Marvel?
Yeah,
Wow. I'd so it'll be probably a filler between that and Loki season two. I don't know. I mean,
maybe.
we still got a lot of other Marvel movies between that and next year, so yeah, who knows? I'm just looking forward to like seeing everything back in the theaters again, so we're good.
Yeah, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that coming out soon. Very soon, dude. A lot of those movies. I mean, we got Hawkeye and then Spider-Man after that, and talk about just purely Marvel stuff. And then Doctor Strange 2 after that. It would literally be one every couple months. I mean, that's what Marvel's going for, is having a movie dropped
Eternals are
every
good.
once every
Yep.
3 months. Oh, Eternals in November.
Eternals.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's right. Eternals in November. My gosh, November 5th. Yeah, so that's real soon, like in 2 or 3 weeks here.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, man.
hopefully that will
Oh,
tie into what we saw at the end of Shang-Chi. Who knows what this will tie
mhm.
into next? Maybe the Doctor Strange. We don't know. It's
No, we
just
don't.
everything is is getting interwoven even more serious now. Now that they've included Venom now at into
Yeah,
this. And we still need the X-Men. We still need the
and
Fantastic
Fantastic Four.
Four, Silver
Yep.
Surfer. There's a lot of properties. We still need Blade to come in. You know,
I will say that I will, about the X-Men and Fantastic Four, I'm very excited, but I'll probably mention this before, but I still am disappointed that Tony Stark and Reed Richards, or Steve Rogers and Reed Richards for that matter, or Professor X and Wolverine interacting with either one of those two. It just really sucks that, we don't get to experience that
yeah,
camaraderie that they all had from the comics that we all know and love. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still excited about them coming in, but it just sucks that we won't ever have any Captain America and Iron Man. Not, let me take that back. So I'm sure there'll be some type of Iron Man, and there's definitely a Captain America out there right now, but we won't have, with Falcon, but we won't have Steve Rogers and Tony Stark interacting.
yeah. The
So
and yeah,
there's
there would have been that if we had that back then when Civil War came out. We could have been closer to the actual comic.
boy,
God,
yeah,
that would have been awesome.
indeed,
But
indeed.
hopefully we
Um,
might get someone. We'll get a showdown between Wolverine and Hulk. Because that's always been a
yeah,
rivalry in the comics. So
yeah, all kinds of good stuff that could still happen, man. But
yes,
no, I think
sir.
as a whole, we really go back to what if. I think as a whole, I mean, what would you give it? Thumbs up?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I love. I mean, from the animation to the storyline to again to it actually tying into a its own universe
Mm-hmm.
aside from all the other universes that we know now. I like that. I like that's
Yeah,
damn good storytelling and writing. So, kudos to
it is.
whoever wrote all that.
Yeah, I know, right? No, yeah, dude, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it as well, much more than I actually thought I was going to. When I realized it was all tying up and being wrapped up into, all these stories were actually building off of one another, unbeknownst to me.
Yeah.
And I loved that big reveal at the end. So yeah, that actually raised it up a couple points for me.
On a real cool side note, though, I just got 6 of the 7 Marvel Legend figures from the What If series.
Oh, nice, dude.
They are so badass. The only one I have not
Awesome.
gotten is the which I don't really care. It is the Marvel Legend of oh my god, what's her name? I just drew a blank of who she was.
Gamora,
No, from she was in the T'Challa episode. She was she had a blonde. She's Gamora's
Nebula.
sister, Nebula. Yeah, she had that blonde wig or that blonde. Anyway, they made her into a figure. Meh, I didn't care for that.
Didn't want
Everything
that one,
else,
huh?
I got Captain Carter. I got T'Challa, Star Lord, the Sorcerer Supreme, Strange, Zombie Killer, or Zombie Hunter, Spider Man, zombified. What's this? Captain America, and
Nice.
they all together build the Watcher. But
Oh, okay.
since I don't
So you
open
don't
my
open
feet,
them.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't open them, and I don't need to find Nebula.
But as a completist, I would imagine it's just surprising
I'm
that you
going.
don't want her.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually get her. I mean, uh, more than likely she'll be the peg warmer for. Although I haven't seen them yet, I had to order these. Uh, I haven't seen them on shelf. What I have seen has been Eternals figures, and they're like everywhere, and it's like no one's buying them. So I don't know. It's because
Oh,
if they, I don't know if that's because no one knows the story or no one's so familiar with the Eternals. But
well, let me ask you a question for a point of reference then. When Guardians of the Galaxy came out, do you recall their figures being slow to move before the movie? Because maybe after the movie, the figures will pick up and be hot.
it could
You
be.
know what
I
I mean?
actually don't
But I'm
remember.
just wondering, do okay,
Yeah,
because that would be a good point of reference. You know what I mean? Because
right. I
Guardians, nobody really knew that team kind
I
of.
do know after when um Volume 2 came out, those figures were hard to find. I mean,
Well, that was that
especially
boy was huge. They were
yeah, Groot
blockbusters. Yeah,
or Rocket.
Rocket.
Yeah, so
Well,
yeah.
cool guys. Well, that's our thoughts on what if. I'd love to know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments. LT, am I leaving anything out? Did we forget anything?
No, man. I mean, like I said,
No, I
What
think
If was a really good episode, a really good in between filler. Which
yeah,
now we need to whip our appetite with our next series, which is Hawkeye, right?
yeah. Like in about 3 or 4 weeks, that'll be out. But
Yeah,
maybe 2 weeks after the Eternals.
right.
I believe. So it comes out. So right around Thanksgiving time. But yeah, November 12th actually is going to be a hot date too for Disney Plus because they're dropping all that. Basically, Shang-Chi will be out on Disney Plus for free at that
Mm,
pay for it. That drops. So and then they have Jungle Cruise and stuff like that. So there's gonna be a lot of good stuff on Disney Plus. I know Jungle Cruise isn't Marvel related, but I do want to see it. So a lot of good stuff on November 12th. But yeah, that's it for us tonight, guys. We wanted to give us, share our thoughts with you guys on what if. Please let us know your thoughts. We'd love to know what your expectations are for season two. Next week, we are going to be talking about what is going to be dropping in DC fandom this Saturday. There should be so many awesome things for us to discuss. So
yep.
please don't forget to tune in. I can't wait till Saturday to see what's dropped, and I can't
We've
wait to get back to you, my friend, next week and discuss it all.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're already got teased with new footage or new trailer of the Batman, maybe new
Yeah.
behind the scenes of the Flash movie. Maybe we get to
Mm-hmm.
see uh Michael Keaton dressed up as Batman. We don't know. We got a lot of stuff that's coming out. So yeah, next week's gonna be fun.
It is going to be fun. Yeah, so tune in. Don't miss it. We're going to have a lot of hot things to talk about. Uh, thank you very much for joining us again this evening. LT, I appreciate you, my friend. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and we will talk soon.
All right, brother. We'll check y'all later. Bye.
Later, guys.